So one of the things we, wanted to do was pull around a lot of our, I'm going to call it our most innovative clients, a couple of good friends, Alejandro and Charles, and really have a masterclass around the use of chat and messaging for social commerce, social selling. This is why you've all signed up for this. This is why you're here. You're here for a masterclass in using Instagram and Facebook Messenger, talking about the future of messaging. So I'm going to cut a little bit of my intro because we want to save the time, and you don't want to hear from me, you want to hear from them. So basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to intro a couple slides to set the context, and then we'll basically go from there. So first off, for those of you who may not be familiar with Heyday, just a quick little message. Heyday is an AI-powered customer messaging platform. That is, we're helping brands, specifically in retail, use messaging, using chat for engagement, using this ability to deliver a better customer experience. So we are here to essentially help connect conversational channels and build relationships. We're here to automate and scale. And then we're there to then use that foundation to really boost e-commerce that is selling via chat, selling via social, and via conversational. So we're going to hear a little bit more about that today, again, from our friends. So you've already had a quick intro. They took over for me. Thanks again, Charles. Thanks again, Alejandro. Basically, you're going to hear, a little bit more of their playbook. And so both Charles and Alejandro, we've been working with for quite a while. And what I can say, and why I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to see them, is their innovation, their strategy will, I think, impress, but also hopefully provide you some shortcuts. And that's really what we're here again today, to share some of our moves from the various playbooks. Pierre-Luc, don't worry about it. There'll be some slides on the way afterwards, as long as you've signed up. So you don't need to take too many notes, not to worry. So just going back, what we want to do, we also wanted to make it interactive. We wanted to create some polls. So I think that we've had some technical difficulties, so I'm going to skip the polls for now, unfortunately. We'll see if I can get them working at the end. But this time we just want to save some time, so we're going to keep on going. But suffice it to say, our first question really was around who is using Messenger. Is anyone else out there in the webinar today who's using Messenger? Are you using Messenger just for customer service support? Are you maybe using it for e-commerce support, for sales, essentially, revenue generation opportunities or product discovery? Or are you using it for both? Or maybe for not? Maybe none of the above. So this is really who we wanted to really understand was on the call today. But most importantly, this would lead to the idea that commerce has always been conversational. We've always been talking about and engaging conversations for thousands of years around commerce. And it's no different today. So one of the things that, thank you for everyone, Megan, Marie, Marianne, Kate, Vali, you're putting in a lot of things in the chat. I appreciate it. So what we want to say though today is this engagement, this conversation, this chat, the discussions, they're now happening on social. Social, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger specifically, especially going to market as a brand, are really key channels. So don't believe me, the numbers that we're going to show you some more contests. Use these numbers for build your business case, convince yourself, convince your friend, convince your boss, I don't know. But the numbers speak for themselves. And so when we're looking at this, we're focusing especially on a go-to-market around Facebook and Instagram. So these are the most ubiquitous channels. So we see, 80 million people right now, or most recently in the USA, purchased on social last year. So maybe a little US centric, but the point is that the obvious direction, take it as a directional statistic, right? People are there. Millions and millions of people are purchasing on social. And you might be using it for customer service today, but you need to move to commerce. And if you're not using Messenger or Instagram for either customer service or commerce, you need to be thinking about it in 2022. So there's millions and millions of people. And more interesting is that this large group of individuals who are actually purchasing on social, it is happening overwhelmingly on Facebook and Instagram. So over the last little while, the social media platform like Facebook and Instagram, they've seen over 40% growth in traffic. So you're talking about billions of messages a day, right? So it's absolutely incredible and just staggering. And the final number that kind of brings it all, we kind of go from high to low as we kind of, bring this funnel down, is that if you add 41, 35, you put it all together, just over 75% of all of the, let's call it product search or discovery is happening on Facebook and Instagram. So whether that be Instagram shops, or whether that be, other boards of Facebook shops as well, or whether that be, on your Facebook wall, whether that be, other places where you can come in and out in terms of entry points. The point is that all of this is happening on Facebook and Instagram. So that's what we want to bring today. We want to be able to then take it up a level, take it up a notch, take it up into what I'm going to call engagement, empowerment, and exceeding expectations. So being able to use messaging platforms and chat essentially to support your CX, which again, you're going to hear from real stories from Charles and from Alejandro today. It's about being able to engage your audiences 24/7, around the clock, never fails. You're empowering, but you're empowering two sides. You're empowering the client, the customer. You're also empowering your teams, which is even more important sometimes. You're allowing the client to self-serve, to find answers themselves, to search out, and to be dynamic in real time in terms of solving problems. Solving problems also happens on the team side, the internal side, the customer service side, the customer success side. And that's really about allowing and giving tools to your internal teams to do more with less, to do things efficiently. And that creates ultimately a better CSAT or a better NPS, a better interaction with the brand. All this allows us to exceed expectations. Using chat, using Messenger, using Instagram DMs, where we can create a personalized environment, where we can have high value experience. And this is really important. So why do we use all these, last statement from me? We use messaging as a function to deliver on the brand promise at the end of the day, the net. It's all about CX. It's all about customer experience. So use Messenger, use Instagram, use messaging platforms in order to deliver a better experience, to connect, allow your sales and service teams to do more with less, to essentially deliver on your brand promise. And then once you've done that, you build the foundations, again, we start to think about selling, and you're going to hear some of those comments today. So with that, enough from me. I'll come back at the very end for a little bit of Q&A and a wrap up. But now I want to pass over to my good friend Charles and my good friend Alejandro from Decathlon UK in London and Groupe Dynamite in Montreal, and give them and share a little bit of their experience. So with that, I will manage the chat, and we'll try and take save the questions to the end, and I'll try and help out, but I'll pass it over to you, Charles, as the next step. And you can just tell me when to click the slides.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Right. So, hi again, everyone. So you've had the small intro already. So I'll just pass directly on Decathlon. So if some of you don't know Decathlon, we are a sports company. Our brand mission is written right here. We want to sustainably make the pleasure and benefits of sports accessible to as many people as we can. So we offer a lot of sports products and sports services. And the purpose of this mission ultimately is to have a positive social and environmental impact on our planet and our people. And to do that, we have two main pillars, which are sustainably develop. So if you've been a regular in one of our stores over the past few years, you might have seen how eco-design products have grown in our layouts. So one of the targets of Decathlon as a group is to have 100% eco-design products by 2026. It's a very ambitious target, a great one as well. And in order to try and reach that target, we are counting very much on our second pillar, which is innovation. Decathlon is a very innovative company, and all that innovation resides within our Decathlon brands. Some of you might know them, Between for cycling, Ketra for bikes, for camping, Domios for fitness, etc., etc. We have 85 of them, so they are really the big motor of all that innovation that comes from within. So that's a little bit of an intro for the company itself. But today we are going to speak about our journey with Heyday and what we've been doing together over the past couple of years. So, perfect. Thank you, Brad. So this is really the big picture of what our journey with Heyday has been over the past 2-3 years. The first thing that we wanted to do is really take advantage of messaging automation to try and do customer service a little bit different from what we have always been doing, so that we can offer better service to sports users in the UK. So that's the big first block. And the second one is to try and use conversational AI and the human resources that we have in store or not in store to take that experience basically to the next level. This is a very big overview, but I think it's very important that all of you try and remember this, because we'll come back to it a little bit later. This is the two big blocks of what our journey with Heyday has been and will be. So if you go to the next slide, we'll have a little bit of, thank you, of a more detailed journey that of what we've been trying to do together with Heyday. So starting winter, spring 2020, I think I don't need to remind any of you guys what happened in spring 2020. But what's interesting is the consequence of COVID on our customer service and on retail in general, and on all customer services, I guess. Many of you, I'm sure, have experienced it. We've had a massive influx of customers' questions. We've been quite overwhelmed, to be honest. We didn't expect it. We weren't ready for it. Our team members weren't ready for it. And so we had to adapt very quickly to be able to answer that challenge. The first decision that we've taken in the UK is to cut off the phone lines. We took that decision mainly because we didn't have a choice at the time, to be fair, but also in a long-term vision to try and do things differently and to work on an alternative where we will be giving more power to customers to be more autonomous. The second thing that we did a few months later was try and adapt our internal organization. At the time, as many customer services, all our teammates were doing a little bit of everything: emails, phone, live chat, etc., etc. What we wanted to do was build teams of experts on the tools that they were using, so that we can maximize the potential of our team. And in order to do this, we created a team especially for our live channels, so Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, etc. We now have a team that work exclusively on those channels, and that is great for them because they are much more efficient. That's great for our customers as well, because they have people that are experts not only on the tool, but also on the tone of voice that you need to have on the tool, which is very different from emails, phone, or another channel. So that was a big step that we've taken. And throughout the year after that, we've really made a lot of effort to try and improve all the automation parts so that we can give the power back to the customer. So we started by two very simple things. What are the questions that we always get in our customer service? The first two answers were, where is my order and how can I return something? So we started working on this, and over that year, we made a fantastic integration with our tracking system so that customers can basically automatically track their order within Messenger, within WhatsApp, or within any of our live channels. And that is fantastic because we do not have to interact on that order tracking system within the customer service. The chatbot is taking all those interactions independently. Customers can subscribe to notifications so that whenever there is an update on their order, they have it straight on Messenger, straight on WhatsApp, what the channels that they use every day. So it takes a lot out of our hands, and it puts a lot in the hands of the customer. We did something similar for returns. Obviously, we put all the informations. This is very basic. I'm sure a lot of you have done it already. We've also made another integration so that the customer can enter what they are trying to return and get the right return label in return straight away within the messenger service. So again, one question that has very low added value for the team is getting transferred almost 100% to the chatbot. So the customer don't have to wait, they get the answer straight away. And our teams can liberate time to focus on more added value for other customers. And that's where the last point really comes into action, improving sales function. So I was telling you on the slide before that the first block was really transforming our customer service and give more power and autonomy to the customer. The second block is trying to take our experience to the next level by combining conversational AI and human resources. And that's really what we've been trying to do for the past 4 months, entering into that phase 2, where we are going to work not only on the customer service side, but also on the sales side through our messaging platform. So we've built a full architecture on the chatbot dedicated to products, where we've got loads of products information for which customers can basically use to ask questions to the chatbot about the product specificities, choose their products, add to cart, and tomorrow, why not have an integrated payments even within Messenger or within WhatsApp, so that customers can do the full journey without having to go even to our website, which would be fantastic because it gives you another point of entry, and we as Decathlon can help more people through different channels to become more sporty. So that's really a key factor for us. And for more technical products, because we have a lot, like bikes, for example, we've created teams of experts that don't have to answer to those very simple and non-added value questions and can focus on technical questions for the customers. I'm sure some of you bought a bike last year. Trust me, you were not the only ones. We had a lot of questions, and we had to adapt very quickly to be able to answer to those questions. We've put that team of experts together. We've added different features for them and for the customer, like video chat, for example. And I think that is a fantastic tool because the customer can basically talk to someone, see the products live, and have that experience same as if they were in store, but from home. And that's really what we've been trying to replicate throughout this month, is to replicate the store experience online for the customer. So we've got a couple of examples of 2 simple automation that we've put in place over the past few months. Thank you, Brad. So the first one is a very quick win that we had during COVID times. So as all of you know, stores were opening, closing, partially closing. So the information was changing quite regularly. So we put in place an FAQ for customers to firstly find the local store, because in the UK we only have 48 stores, so not everyone knows where the local store is. And second, to find all the information of the opening of their store. Is my store open? Is it closed? What time? Is it partially closed? Is it open for click and collect? Is it open for bikes, etc., etc.? And all that information was updated in almost real time, so that again the customer can be autonomous and our team doesn't have to answer those non-added value questions. The second example is more on the sales side. So it's a product search. So this example shows you a person that was trying to buy a tennis racket with a specific budget. So the idea here is to offer a wide range of product to the customer that are matching the customer's expectations in terms of price, and after the customers can refine the search in terms of color, in terms of level of practice, etc., etc. And the idea is that the chatbot is able to do on non-technical products the job of a sales assistant or the job of someone in the customer service that wouldn't require technical knowledge on specific products. So it's those are 2 examples, very simple, but that brought us a lot, and that brought our customer a lot in terms of autonomy and power. So some numbers to show you a little bit where we are at the moment. In terms of satisfaction, our CSAT has been really through the roof since we've started all this. We now have 96% of customers that are leaving us satisfied, very satisfied, even feedback on the messenger experience, which is fantastic. Just to give you an idea, before we put all these things in place, our CSAT was at 79. So it's a massive, massive increase. And we're really proud of the work that our team is doing every day with the customers. Obviously, the consequence of that is that agents have a much better productivity because they don't have to ask you those redundant, non-added value questions. Customers do that for themselves now. So people can answer more chats, answer more customers, and help more people. And all this is only possible. Why? Because of how the chatbot has been interacting with customers and how the automation rate has been growing. At the moment, we have an automation rate of about 50%, which is good, but we are aiming even higher. So yeah, that's where we are. I think it's a great number, a number that will improve for sure. But that's the work of 5 to 6 people that do not have to answer to customers. So in terms of also business and finance, it's a massive boost for us. So just to conclude, because I don't know how much time I have left, but if I would have to, I just summed it up in basically 4 quick points. If you want to start on this messaging and conversational AI world, I think the first thing to do is, first of all, to find a partner that understands your vision. I think for us in Heyday, it was quite straightforward from the beginning. What we wanted to do is give autonomy to people, be available around the clock so that we don't deflect people to another channel. And yeah, I think we understood each other on that very quickly, and all the things that we've been putting in place and that we are putting in place at the moment are going towards that. The second point is find the right channel. It's very, very important. Not all the channels are going to be suitable for your customers, and you got to know your audience. For us, we chose Messenger because we wanted something with a very good UI, which is the case for Facebook Messenger. We also wanted to be able to come back to our customers at any time, which Messenger offers, and I think it's a great feature. So if a customer is on our website today, ask us a question and close the website for any reason, we'll still be able to come back to them, and they'll get their answer right in their pockets on Messenger, on WhatsApp, or whatever. And I think that's fantastic. The third point is make sure that how you approach your conversational AI and the social commerce view is aligned with your brand mission. I was explaining at the beginning what the brand mission of Decathlon is. We've been working towards that all along. So what we want for our customers, yes, we want to give them autonomy. Yes, we want to put more experts available for them. But the ultimate goal of all this is to make sports available for more people in the UK and for Decathlon in the world in general. And finally, and that's pretty straightforward, I want to say, is start with high impact needs and then build from there. Simply ask yourself the question, what's taking my time today and that has no added value? You're going to come up with 2-3 answers. Those 2-3 answers is exactly what you need to start with. Once you've done that, you'll see how many opportunities you're going to get once you've got that out of the way. And that's what we did. And today we're very happy with the results. So yeah, that's 4 quick advice. So I think that's it for me. Thank you very much, guys. I can hear a few questions.
Yeah.
So feel free to ask them if you want.
So thank you very much, Charles. And I'll just kind of jump back in here. And obviously, for a matter of time, we have this booked until 12:15. So we want to give Alejandro the rest of the time to be able to present his information and send his feedback. We have the questions. If you want to stay on past the allotted time, we're more than happy to answer the questions. So we will be here and we will get answers to yourself, Stephanie and Tariq and Marin. We see all the questions. So we are definitely going to answer those. But I had some polls. I'm going to skip one for now, again, just because in interest of time. and we'll get to them at the end if we still have time. But I want to pass it over now to Alejandro, and please take over and share some of your experience as the Director of Client Experience and expert at Dynamite.
Thank you so much, Brad, and thank you, Charles. A fantastic presentation. It's going to be challenging to top that off. At the same time, I see we have a lot of commonalities. We pretty much share a story in terms of what happened last year and so on. But before we get started with that, Dynamite is an organization that has been around for over 45 years. We're fashion leaders in retail, specifically women clothing, and most recently unisex clothing as well. We have over 300 stores in North America, between Canada and the USA, and over 4,300 employees worldwide as well. The mission of our brand is really to empower our customers and really give them a fantastic experience that they will be delighted, they will be inspired to share those stories through social media, motivate them and really challenge our brand, and really continues to push us forward so we can create those experiences for the customer, but at the same time really give us that extra push to give the customers what they want all the time. With this in mind, we do have a younger clientele, and because of this, we have two fundamental goals that I want to talk to you about. So the main reason or the main objective that we have, and we had this for some time, is that our e-com business has been growing versus the physical stores, right? It's no surprise to anyone. And with this, because we serve a younger audience as well, we see that they want to be served in the channels that they use on a daily basis, which normally tends to be the messenger, which tends to be WhatsApp, which tends to be Instagram. So we needed a solution that will be able to give the clients really the opportunity to contact us through the channel of their choice. Because we have two different brands, Dynamite and Garage. The clients are different as well, but the clothing is very different, but also the audience that we try to reach out is very different, very differently between the two. Because of this reason, we wanted to also create efficiencies in our team. Having only the traditional channels like phone, for example, doesn't allow you really to be as efficient as you could be versus a chat interaction. It's no surprise to anyone in a contact center environment that if you receive a phone call, you can only receive one at a time. But if you're, for example, handling chat interactions, you can handle more than one at a time. So we wanted to be able to be as efficient as we could by implementing this type of solutions. And this is going to bring us to the journey that we've been part of for the little year and a half or so. In the next slide, Brad, we're going to go back to the summer of 2020. Again, we had these goals for quite some time, but the objectives got accelerated by the global situation that everyone is aware of. So with the holiday season coming up as fast as any other season, we knew that it was going to be really challenging to be able to support our customers the way we wanted if we continue doing the exact same thing that we were doing. So we had to innovate. We had to come up with an alternative solution. In this case, we decided to partner with Heyday. The reason why we did this is because our team members were already overworked by getting the same type of questions all the time. Similar to what Charles was saying, like the customers were calling and asking, "Are your stores open? What is my return policy? Where's my order?" All those types of inquiries over and over and over get to your team, and at that point, they lose the engagement. So you don't want to have that in your team. So we needed to find those easy solutions, those low-hanging fruit that is really low effort to automate, but do provide a lot of value for our customers. So that's what we did in the fall of 2020. We started with our frequently asked questions automation, and really this helped us alleviate a lot of the volume that we would otherwise have received through the traditional channels. So in our case, we didn't have to close any channels because this type of automation allowed us really to become more and more efficient every single day. We launched right before Black Friday 2020, and within the first month, we already noticed like a huge improvement in our team efficiency and the interactions that were handled by the bot, bringing a lot of satisfaction to our customers. Then fast forward to the first half of 2021, we really focused on optimizing the experience that our customers had. We were analyzing the data that we were receiving from our customers, that we were receiving from our partners at KD, and this is a key point for us. We were able really to find a very strategic partner that was able to challenge us and allow us to challenge the platform as well by asking for some additional features. Analytics is a great example. We wanted to have more information about the data that was already available from our customers. And in particular, because we have two brands with different clienteles, we wanted to be able to split by language, by banner, and so on. And our partners like Charlie and Natalie were absolutely fantastic and have been absolutely fantastic at giving us that information and really providing us additional details on other opportunities that we have as well. Like, oh, why have you thought about this, or have you tried this product? So that has been a really great partnership with KD. Which is the we're at today? Well, we have implemented our product search, so customers are now able to search for products within the same platform. At the same time, we're integrating Instagram, and this is going to be a huge thing for our team because it's not only our social media team handling those inquiries. We have our marketing team as well handling some of those inquiries from customers in terms of partnerships and collaborations and things like that. So this will allow us to onboard and really engage other teams within GDI, within Groupe Dynamite, to be part of this fantastic change that has been for us and really automate some of the flows that they have as well. Going a little bit more into the details of how the implementation was for our team. Well, going into the next slide, Brad, please. Knowing that we have two brands, that we knew there was going to be some challenges. We went from contract to live in 6 weeks, which probably has been a record for KD and definitely a record for us as well, implementing a solution that has this type of impact. But we needed to find a common ground. While our clientele is very different, we need to find those solutions that will be beneficial for both set of customers, whether it was the younger clientele from Garage or the more office attire clientele from Groupe Dynamite. So we were able to find similar situations like the where is my package, what's the return policy, and so on, and then deploy the chat that way with the basic information that we have. Later on, we were able to adapt to the specific or personalize the experience based on both the information that we have for both banners. We integrated the chatbot as well within our app, and this was actually a huge success for us, and we're going to see the results a little bit later on, but definitely allow our customers really to have that omni-channel experience, that no matter where they were at, they could start a conversation with us. They could go through the app, through our website, to give us a phone call, go to Instagram, and really any channel they wanted. We had the conversation available and open for them. Looking at some of the features that we have actually implemented, we have the automation, and this is actually very similar to what Decathlon has done. We want to give our users an immediate response to their questions and really solve real time some of the easy things that otherwise they will have to give us a phone call for. Asking, for example, shipping policies, our return and refund policies, specifically now for the holidays as well as we with our policy and so on. They have easy access to that information, and that has been a huge win in terms of our customer effort scores, really removing that effort piece from our clients and providing them quality solutions right away. When we look at our product search and shopping assistance, pretty much the same thing. In one platform, from social media, let's say, they can start looking for certain items. In this case, this customer was looking for a black blazer, and they see the options available within the Messenger widget. From there, they can select the item, go to their cart, and start the checkout process. So there is really no friction whatsoever, and it makes it easier for the customer, which is the end goal all the time, to remove the effort from their side. Looking at some of the metrics, what are the things that we have accomplished? So the number of users that are using chat has been growing exponentially. So by this, what I mean is they're transitioning from phones or other channels like email to chat, which for us is fantastic because it accomplishes really the goals that we wanted to achieve from the beginning, which was one, provide them the channel that they prefer, and two, to become more efficient within our team because we're able to handle more than one interaction at a time and really automate some of those processes. It's a lot easier for us to provide a much better live support to our customers. We have increased our traffic as well since implementing the chatbot solution in our mobile app, which has been fantastic. And the responses on average have been decreased by up to 6 minutes in the last 4 months, which again is a huge win for the customers, and they don't have to wait to get an answer over like super big queues, for example, something that I've seen in the past where you have to wait and be next to your phone or next to your computer until you get a response. With us and this partnership that we have with KD, and specifically using Messenger, we don't have to wait. The customer can send us a message. We'll reply as soon as fast as we can and within a very good time frame. But if they decide to do something else, the resolution time is still going to be very, very positive. That brings us really to some of the things that we have learned in the past year or so. Start simple. Don't try to eat the world in one bite. Really start one step at a time. For us, we had two different brands. We really needed to find that common ground. Build the foundation, which will be the next step, and then you can focus on the personalization, which is what we have been doing in the past 6 months after we collected about 6 months worth of data. Now we're actually personalizing the experience for each particular banner. And with the analytics that we have from KD has been absolutely amazing. This is really bring us to the third step, which is looking at the messaging as part of your holistic client experience goal. So for example, because the branding that we have is different for each banner, we really need to make sure that it falls within the messages and the tone that we wanted to set for each banner. So that has been something that works really well for us. And finally, go back to those insights that Brad was sharing earlier. Social media is really the place to be when it comes to selling. So start small. For us, we started this year as well. We had a small pilot, and now we learned some lessons, and we're ready to scale next year. So that's our experience so far at Groupe Dynamite, which has been a fantastic time.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alejandro. So that's perfect. I think those on the call have seen we've done a little bit of overview and context. I've introduced you to two very innovative leaders when it comes to messaging, use of Messenger and Instagram, both Charles and Alejandro. We've given them both a platform to share some of their ideas. So I trust that you'll be able to take away a lot from today. We've hit the end of the webinar, the presentation. It has been 45 minutes since we kind of started at 11:30 Eastern time anyways in North America. So we do have some questions. Charles and Alejandro, if I can ask you, can you stay on for a couple minutes to answer a few questions? Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yes.
Awesome. So
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate that. So, I mean, if there are other people who have questions, don't hesitate to ask them. I'm gonna scroll back a little bit because there are a couple of really interesting ones. And I'll start, first in, first out. So with Stephanie, and I think this was during the time of Charles's question. So we can go a presentation. We can go back and forth. And please, both of you, please take a shot at the answers because you're coming at it from similar but also different perspectives. So great to share that with the audience. Stephanie asks, what did it involve to integrate the chatbot with your order delivery system? That is an OMS or logistics system. And is that relatively easy to do? So it is a little technical in the question sometimes, but maybe could you answer, from your perspective, Charles and Alejandro, your knowledge of, what did it take to work with the order and delivery system, the integration, or maybe why we did it, why was it important as well?
Yeah, I think for us it was fairly easy. Heyday and IT Incel, which is our tracking system, basically, both have an open API. So we just had to put technical teams together and work on that integration. But I think it took us less than a week to integrate everything. So
Correct.
To be honest, it was very easy for that.
Alejandro, Alejandro, you may or may not have been involved in some of the OMS work at the very beginning, but can you address the importance of being connected into order and tracking from a Wizmo, where is my order, or a click and collect type of idea? Do you have anything to add?
Absolutely. I mean, it's super important. Well, I wasn't part of the integration myself. I heard that it was fairly easy as well. We use Salesforce to manage our orders, so it was a fairly simple integration. In terms of importance for the customers, definitely number one priority, I would say. The majority of the questions that we receive is where's my order? Just having that information available to track their packages has been a huge win for our team in terms of becoming more efficient by handling more important questions that the customers may have.
Excellent, thank you. I'm just going to go back here into the chat. Another one comes from Tarek, and this is good for both of you. So he's asking, what is the percentage of communications on the chat and on the phone and the email side? If you put them in two buckets from messages and call it phone and email. Charles, you don't have phone anymore because we shut that off. But in terms of the two sides, could you give us the kind of a high level view of those two sides of the business, Charles?
Yeah, for us it's very straightforward because we have basically all live channels and emails. So emails is about 30% and all live channels are about 70%. So if you talk numbers monthly, that represent, depending on whether we're busy or not, that's between 18 and 24,000 users that we get every month on all the live channels combined. And that's 70% of all the contacts we are getting.
And he asked a follow-up question, and there's one part of it I wanted to ask was, is there a dedicated team handling those chats?
Yes, so for us, we have a team that is only handling chats. That's what I was explaining before, that we really wanted to have a team that is specialists on the tool, on the tone of voice, and on the interactions with customers on this channel. So we have a team of 10 people handling chats for customer service from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and from 9 to 6 on weekends. And we also have a team of 7 people, a cycling experts team. So those 7 people only reply to chats and emails that are technical questions about bikes or cycling related. So 10 for customer service, 7 for bikes.
So that's good. So I'll just double click on that because I know this is one of the very more innovative kind of social selling, social commerce type of opportunities that we're using today. So there is a group for cycling that is dedicated only to cycling questions. So, being able to attack and be able to really, answer very quickly just the cycling questions on behalf of Decathlon to really create a real-time experience, for the Decathlon customer, user, client. Very interesting. Same question to you, Alejandro. Could you give us an idea of the breakdown of maybe, say, chats to phone and email communications? And is there a dedicated team handling chat specifically at Dynamite?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to answer this by giving a little bit of background as well. We did have eChat in the past before implementing KD or the automation of the chatbot as well. Our number one channel was always the phone over any other channel, whether that was email or eChat. In the past year or so, since implementing the chatbot and really starting to focus more and more on this, that has changed drastically. The phone is no longer the primary channel. Chat is taking approximately 60% of our overall interactions, and the rest being phones, email, and Twitter, a little bit on the side. For our team is a little bit different in the structure that we have, because we also do emails directly through Heyday, which is it's a fantastic opportunity just to integrate a different channel into Heyday. But if we focus only on the live channel, we do have some cross collaboration between agents that work on email and chat at the same time, while we have a handful of specialists that focus only on chat. That way we always have that resource available to answer live questions. And we have some specialists that still do a little bit of both, whether it's live chat or emails in the same platform. We have had to switch to a different solution.
Very good, very good. So let me just ask that there's one more question as we kind of wind down, because I did want to try. There's still a number of people. There's lots of people still on the webinar, on this masterclass. So that is great. I'm going to publish a poll very quickly. And it'll come out there, it'll pop up. Just simply put your answer, very simple. And what we can do is we can take a look at some of the answers afterwards as they're coming in. One other question while people are doing that, I want to make available here. Again, going back to chat. So this was an interesting question from Marianne. And I'll start with you again, Charles, just because the way we're working here. Do you still check the responses or oversee the responses to make sure that they're adequately addressed? Or how do you know, what is happening with the responses coming out of the chatbot and also the CS team?
Yeah, so in terms of internal organization, we have one person between me and the team whose work is basically to analyze the conversations of the team and to have meeting with the team if needs be, to talk about the tone of voice, the kind of information we give to customers, etc., just to make sure that the team is giving the right information and in the right way. In terms of how that person works, that's very easy. We can extract all the conversations from Heyday directly, and we have the satisfaction as well for each conversation that the customer has left. So we can prioritize, obviously, the customer where the conversations where the customer left a negative feedback, and start working on those, and then work our way up to the good ones to take them as examples. So we are checking all the conversations that need to be checked, and I think that's why as well we managed to get such great satisfaction numbers. It's because we just don't leave the chatbot and everything else as they work. We check all the conversation of the team and all the conversations of the chatbot to make sure that answers are accurate, and we can change the information on the chatbot or the tone of voice of the chatbot if needs be. So yes, we are checking regularly.
Excellent. I love what you just said there about the tone of voice. So because you are overseeing, you do have the ability to understand what is being said by the chatbot, what is being said by the customer service or customer success agents, the humans, what is being said by the customers. We're constantly taking all this information in and being able to iterate and being able to even affect change, even on the tone of the bot or on the language or adding new FAQs. So that's great. So same question for you, Alejandro. In regards to overseeing, do you oversee? How do you oversee? And can you give me any other insights around that visibility that you have on the actual chats, on the actual conversations?
Yeah, absolutely. So similar to Charles, we do have a quality and coaching program established where we actually look at the conversations that our teammates have with the live customers and provide feedback from there. And similarly, we make sure that the tone is appropriate per banner. So because we have the two different brands, we want to make sure that the tone is a little bit more relaxed on the Garage side, where a little bit more formal on Dynamite, but always adapting to the customer. We have the performance from the chatbot as well within the analytics section of Heyday to understand if the customers are satisfied just simply with the responses that they're getting from the bot. And this has been a huge win for us in terms of improving the workflows that we have and improving really the messaging that the bot is providing to the customers. Maybe there's certain wording or we can make it a little bit easier based on the feedback that we're getting from customers specifically for the bot.
Excellent. That's really great. I love the fact that you talked about the quality and training program as well. So very much institutionalized at Dynamite, and that's just great to hear. Again, one of the bleeding edge or leading edge things that you're doing at Dynamite in terms of kind of keeping that training up to speed, and it's a new science, if you will, in terms of being able to communicate via chat, solve via chat. So that's an incredible piece of feedback. So we're getting down to the bottom. I just wanted to touch quickly on Instagram because you both kind of mentioned it. I'm going to send out a quick little poll again because there are still lots of people on the chat or on the webinar. So thank you for staying around to the very end. So I just sent a little poll around Instagram and the use of potentially Instagram chat, Instagram DM for call it Q1 after the holidays. The question is, are you going to use it? Can you use it? Is this new to you? Is this something that you're already working on with your teams? But maybe I'll go Alejandro first and then back to Charles. Alejandro, what do you see as the opportunity for Instagram heading into Q1?
For our team, is really the collaboration with our marketing team specifically, and really improving efficiencies on a different team beyond just the client experience or the customer service. What I mean by this is normally in Instagram, we get two types of requests. We get the customer asking for information in regards to customer service or an issue with their order, as well as partnership that they want to engage with us. So for example, I want to collaborate, I want to promote your brand and things like that. Those type of requests usually are handled by our marketing team that will take a look at the influencers and start engaging on those type of partnerships with them. Because it's a different team, we're seeing the opportunity really to automate some of the flows that they have.
Yes.
That is just requesting basic information from the potential partner, and really get them the insights that they need, and obviously make it a lot faster as well for those potential partners in terms of getting a response a lot sooner if they meet the criteria that we're looking for. From our side, getting the analytics of Instagram as well, making sure that they're following the same tone that we want to promote with Messenger or the other channels that we have available. So it's definitely something important for us.
Awesome. And Charles, how about yourself? What do you see as the value or the opportunity with Instagram heading into the new year?
Well, I think we're entering a period now with Black Friday and Christmas where we're going to push a lot of products through different channels, including Instagram. And as I was saying during the presentation, some of those products have some technical features. I think it's going to be great for customers who see a product instead of being redirected to our website where they might not find their answer, to be redirected directly to talk to us, to chat about the product, maybe see the product with a video chat. So definitely, I think it's a fantastic opportunity to help people more and in terms of business, to increase our conversion rates, add to cart, add to basket, etc., etc. So all those metrics, I can't see any reason why it wouldn't help to increase all of them.
Awesome. So listen, I want to thank everyone again. I appreciate everyone sticking around. There's still lots of people on the on the webinar, but we're kind of getting to the end, and I'll respect everyone's time. Just as a quick wrap up, what does this all mean for you? If anything today you learned, a couple of some very, very interesting, journeys that two of these, very incredible individuals have had with Alejandro and Charles with Decathlon and Dynamite. I think what you want to pull out of here is, lots of playbooks. You're going to get these slides, so don't worry, as a follow-up. But number one, you need to launch your conversational channels. You need to launch them. If you don't launch, you cannot have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, you can't experiment. So number one, Heyday wants you, the brand, the company, to work with us and work to really launch the strategy around conversational. And that's simply opening the channels. When you all open up the channels, automate, that's pretty simple. Next, you want to measure the success and also manage this change. Alejandro talked about it a lot in terms of a CX vision across the entire organization. You heard about Charles measuring success in terms of being able to then add new feature sets as they move forward. So we're launching the channels, we're automating the channels, we're measuring, and this then leads to social selling and commerce, which is exactly what we're talking about, where conversations, commerce, selling happens on social. And we're happy to kind of show you how to do that. So I thank everyone for their time today. More importantly, I thank Charles. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for sharing some of your journey with all of us. And I wish everyone a very good day, afternoon, evening, and we look forward to you on the next one. Stay tuned with more from Heyday, as well as some other tips and tricks as we head into the Black Friday and holiday period. Thank you very much, and good day to everyone. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Good day now.